What's up guys, I'm Joel Dodge, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be talking about DistroKid, and I'm going to tell you some of the reasons that I use them to distribute my own music, but I also wanted to show you how easy they make it to upload your own singles and albums. Let's get into it. So guys, I wanted to start off this video by saying that I do have a link for DistroKid down below that'll save you 7% when you sign up, and it also gives me a commission. So it's a really cool way for you to save some money and also help support this YouTube channel. And of course, I wouldn't be recommending it if I didn't use this service myself and also believe that it's the best for most people to use as well. So I want to go through a handful of things that they offer, and then I'm going to show you guys how you can upload your own music to DistroKid. The first feature that's really cool is that you only have to pay once a year and you can upload as many songs as you want. So I think that this is such a great feature for people who are releasing music nowadays, because to really build a following, you have to be putting out music on a very regular basis. And DistroKid is catering to people that are trying to release their music like that and making it easier. Those of you who follow my channel know that I'm actually trying to release a single every month, and DistroKid is definitely the most affordable and easiest way to make that happen. The second thing that they do that's really cool is they let you keep 100% of your earnings. Anything that your music makes after you've uploaded it, it just goes directly to you. Most distribution services are going to charge you for each individual single and album that you upload, and then on top of that, they're going to take a percentage of the earnings that your music makes. The third thing I wanted to talk about is how easy they make it to promote your music. They're going to send your song to Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Not only make it easy for you to create content around your music, but also allow your fans to make their own content using your actual song. And if that wasn't enough, they also include this thing called hyperfollow, which creates a link that people can use to follow you on any social media or streaming service. The last thing I wanted to say is that DistroKid is set up for people that are going to be consistently releasing new music. If you're the kind of person who works on a full album and you only release one every couple years or something like that, you might actually be better off using a different distribution site, because with a lot of these other sites, it's a one-time payment and you don't have to continually pay to keep your music available for people to listen to. I think that in today's world though, that albums don't work as well for small artists that are trying to build a following, because it's just not enough content coming out to keep people engaged with what you're doing. That's my opinion, so I'm going for that strategy, and DistroKid is great for that. All that being said, I wanted to show you guys how to sign up for DistroKid and upload your music. Let's get into that. So once you've gone to DistroKid's website and you've put your email address and created a password, it's going to bring you to a page that looks like this. And this is where you decide which plan you're going to use for your music. Of course, this one all the way to the right is for people that are trying to be a label. Say you're working with a handful of artists and you upload their music for them. Most people are going to be looking at one of these first two plans. I think the big distinguishing factor between these two plans is the customizable release date, as you can see right here. That can be really important depending on how you're trying to promote your music, but if that's not important to you, you can of course just go with this first plan and save some money. So next, I want to show you guys how to upload music once you've decided what plan you're going with. You're going to go to this upload tab up here at the top. One last thing I wanted to say before we start filling out this page is that this process does work better on the computer. I'm just doing it on my iPad because I find it easier to screen record here. But I have had problems in the past when I try to upload directly from my iPad. So typically what I do is I'll send all the files to my computer and upload it there. So on this upload page, the first thing you're going to see is the services that they distribute it to. And say there was one that you didn't want it to go to, you could just uncheck that box. Personally, I leave all the boxes checked. I don't see any reason to not send it to certain sites. So the next thing down here is where you select the number of songs. So you can click this and scroll down, and I think they go up to something like as many as 35 or something like that. I'm going to be filling this out as if I'm releasing my latest single, Slow Down, so it's just a single. And then you would say if it's previously released or not, and for me that's no. So this next part is where you're going to put your band name or your artist name. And for me, of course, I'm releasing this music as myself, as Joel Dodge. The first time you're setting this up and you put your name in, if you've previously released music, you're going to want to select yourself on Spotify and Apple Music. And what's really cool is it'll actually link you to the music that you've released in the past, so that your new music is going to be uploaded alongside your old music. The other thing to watch out for with that, of course, is if there's somebody that's using the same name as you, you can select that that person is not you, so that your music doesn't get added to their catalog. After that, you're going to come down to this release date. This is where you're going to be able to select the date that your music is going to come out if you're using the second plan like I showed you earlier. It's going to default to whatever day it currently is, but say you wanted to release it in a few days from now, you would select that. You're going to see that this release time comes up, and this is only for Spotify. This is actually something that's really cool if you wanted to release it at a time that is better for you to promote the music, because a lot of times at midnight everyone's sleeping, right? So it's not always the best time for you to be putting out a new song. And if you wanted to put this to a time that you'd be able to promote the song on social media or something like that, that can be a really cool feature to take advantage of. Alongside of that, with Spotify, you can set whether it's in the listener's time zone or your personal time zone. So this next part is about pre-ordering, and I typically don't worry about this because most people don't buy the music. Most people are going to end up streaming it. So I usually don't mess with this. If you wanted to have it where people could pre-order it like before it comes out, that's up to you, but I usually don't do anything with that. The next thing is the record label portion. And if you pick the second plan like I did, you can actually customize it. So that's why I went with Die Empty. If you went with the first plan, it's just going to be like a random series of numbers. Either way, it really doesn't matter that much, especially if you're just releasing music on your own. So the next part is uploading your album cover, and there are a few things to pay attention to. First off, these are the only 3 formats that DistroKid is going to accept. So make sure your album cover is one of those 3. I personally do JPEG most of the time, but of course you can do these other 2 if you wanted to. The other things to pay attention to are these 3 down here. Basically, they're saying that if your album cover isn't high enough resolution, like it's not a quality looking image, that they'll reject it. Also, that you can't put URLs and social media plugs on your album cover either. So you're going to want to avoid that kind of stuff. You're just going to make sure that you're following all these rules when you upload your album cover. And it's super easy. You just click right here and you go into your files. Like I said before, I'm demonstrating this on my iPad, but I would recommend doing this on a computer. And once you've uploaded the image, you're going to see it pop up right there. So after that, you're going to select the language and the genres that the music falls into. Just do your best to explain what your music sounds like so that the streaming services and stuff can promote it with other music that's similar to it. This is where you're going to put the title of your song in. So for me, I'm going to put Slow Down here. For some reason, this pops up when I put Slow Down in, but this doesn't apply to me, so I'm just going to close that. But what you're going to want to do when you're putting your song title in is you're going to want to pay attention to these things right here. So say if you have a feature on the song, it's going to tell you how to properly type that in. Just make sure that you look at this when you're putting any extra details about the song in the title. After that, we're actually going to upload the song itself. So you're going to click Choose File here. I'm going to browse, and I set up this file to have both of these in here just to make it easy. And that's how it goes. Once you've uploaded the song, you're going to come to this next part and you're going to say if you wrote it or if it's a cover song. So, and if it is a cover song, that's completely fine to do with DistroKid. They're just going to charge you a little extra every month to keep that cover song posted. This next part is where you're going to give credit to whoever wrote the song. So if it's yourself, you're just going to put your name in here. Something that's really cool though is if there is other songwriters on the song, you can just click right here and you can add as many people as you need and just put their name in and they'll get credit for the song as well. After that, you're going to tell them whether it has explicit lyrics, and for me it's no. Whether it's a radio edit, for me it's the song's always been clean. And then on top of that, it's going to ask you if it's an instrumental. So if there's lyrics, you're going to leave this selected. After that, it's going to ask you if you care what part of the song is used in the preview of the song. And in the past, I wouldn't have said that this is a big deal, but this is the part of the song that's going to be sent to TikTok. So I think that that can be important, especially if you're trying to use TikTok to promote your music. After that, you're going to decide how much the song should cost. I usually just leave it at 99 cents. People, usually don't buy music anyway, you know, they're just going to stream it. This next part is extra features that you can add on. They will charge you extra for these. They let you know what each one of these costs right here. I usually don't add any of these personally. This first one could be important if you think that there are going to be a lot of people trying to use your music in like lyric videos or doing things like that, and you want to collect royalties on that. Once you've decided which ones of these services you want to use or not use, you're going to come down here and just check all 4 of these boxes. And you need to make sure you check them all. Of course, you can read them and make sure they're all things you're okay with. Once you've done that, you just press done, and it's going to begin to distribute your music. So guys, that's how easy it is to upload your music to DistroKid. If you're interested in signing up, you can use my link down below to save 7%. But that's it for this video. As always, DieMD. I'll catch you in the next one.